Day 3 of our SIV course already, and it flies by.
It comes so quickly, and you always feel like you want more runs and more time to be doing stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
On this day, I had psyched myself up. I was a bit nervous again because I wanted to do a reserve throw, and then I really wanted to get better at everything I'd done so far because never had a real good run at things.
Yeah, just when you start getting better at something, then you introduce something else, and then you're bad at that again. So
exactly.
It feels like you're always catching up.
So I wanted to perfect things. What about you, though?
For me, it was the big stalls that I've been wanting to get onto for years. So stalls, and then as a surprise, there's some extra stuff at the end that I think you'll like. Very, very dynamic.
Gemma?
I think just repeating everything that we've done so far and just doing it better.
So I want to start this morning with the cravat clearing and the spins, so you get a feeling of the spin point, and then we can use the rest of the day to revisit and really get your situational awareness up with the stuff we've already covered. Okay. Andre, what do you think you could do better?
Rapid exits that I was doing on the first day can always get better, cleaner exits.
Yeah. So that's just more situational awareness of the exit window, basically. Good. We're going to move on to stalls. Okay. So you saw in the videos how quickly I pulled and then felt that little dink, and then you just lock everything. Okay, it's going to be a bit messy, so you rebuild, and then that feels quite nice. Okay, I'll stop there. I'll have a look at my hands. Yeah, that's good. That's my tail slide position. So take a breather, take a look around, exit, catch and release. Okay, now we know where that sweet spot is. You can push through, and then just on a little dink, just as your tips start to peel, just as you lose the span-wise cohesion, that's the air coming out the front, you can react to that, and you can put your hands up and then down to the tail slide position. The quicker we get at reacting to the pressure drop, the more the wing stays above our head, the less violently it drops back, and the less time we can spend with our hands up. Okay, and when we get really sensitive to that, for that feeling, we actually can't put our hands all the way up because it will just refly, so we have to choke it. So we have to push through, choke it, we might get a little drop back, and then tail slide.
So I started off with some cravat clearing. I'd not done this yet, so it was a little bit of outside brake and putting a lot of brake on the right side.
It's literally a punch, isn't it? Yeah,
literally pushing it down as far as you can get it.
Very quickly.
There's a few skills that are a bit like overlappy. So I know that this is how you do collision avoidance as well. But in my mind, a lot of them overlap with each other. So the difference between cravat clearance and collision avoidance is with cravat clearance, you're holding a bit of outside brake, right? And for collision avoidance, you don't hold on the outside brake, you just boom and trying to get
because you're trying to get a 180, yeah. It's trying to just all of a sudden start flying the other way.
And keep pushing, try to force it to do something it doesn't want to do.
But they're fun, aren't they?
Yeah, they are pretty fun. But this was all building me up to doing spin appreciation. So after I did a bit of just actually feeling it, cravat clearing without looking, I did some spin appreciation to the left, to the right, and then to the left again.
Good, head towards the landing, please.
So here we go into first stalls. They were so it was very weird to find the tail slide point. If you pull too much brake, it kind of like thrashes around a lot, and if you don't pull enough, it kind of surges forward and wants to refly. So it was a weird one. And like Malin said the previous day, this wing is very cravatty, so it's actually really good that we did the cravat clearing exercises before, because almost certainly without the training, you'll just pump it around and not do anything. But for the cravat clearing, you essentially spinning your glider on the spot, and it's that back flying part that actually pushes the cloth away from the lines.
That was a really nice tip clearance, actually, wasn't it? Cravat clearance, rather.
Yeah, I feel like you only can do that with loads of height, though, because you literally are spinning it, and you know half of your wing is stalling. So, but yeah, it's very, very efficient.
And carabiners. Good, hold it there. Look away.
Here's getting a little bit better, but it's still a little bit tricky. But yeah, that I found a nice one there.
Take a breather. And next time it pulls you forward, just slowly release it. Good. You got trying out. Good job. So now we know.
And just like that, that's the last stall. These guys absolutely eat altitude, so don't get that many out of a run. And I got a little bit eager there, trying to pump the collapse out.
Some adverse roll first, head towards the landing. So that was the kind of stall where you actually had to pop and then just choke and go straight to tail side.
At least they're out of the way.
Happy?
Yeah, I have a lot of things to do better, but I'm happy that they're out of the way.
Were you pooping a little bit before you did it?
Absolutely, yeah.
But it's not as bad as you...
Stoves in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
When are you going to do cravat clearing first?
I did that yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I did loads of stuff wrong, but I'm happy with it, if you know what I mean.
You're happy
I
to have done it wrong because now you can go and do another one and do it better.
Yeah, or 17 more. But yeah, my wing is very cravatty. So when it starts to refly from the stall, it just has the cravats in. Maybe if I can do a better tail slide with the ears smaller when it comes out, when it flies out, it'll fly cleaner, I don't know.
My aim had been to get really good at spirals with a rapid exit, but first of all, I was really pleased he did this with me. We did spiral regulation. So it was trying to stay in the spiral, which originally, like here, I got popped out of it, but it was getting the wingtip down and getting myself into a bit of a spiral, but then being able to moderate it, so speed up and slow down and speed up and slow down without actually getting popped out of it or doing a rapid exit and then just coming out of it naturally. I'm not very good at using spirals as a descent technique, so I was quite pleased to practice something like this. And then to finish it off, I did one more spiral with rapid exit, but I'd already lost quite a lot of height, so didn't get to do much more.
Now drop in. More dynamic on the inside.
Why would you do a spiral like this in the wild?
Big old rain cloud come in and I want to get down immediately. I don't want to get caught in a front or just in my eyes, you know, I'm always too scared. I'm the only pilot that's ever frightened of getting too high, but I think that's why. It's because I've always been frightened of not being able to get back down again.
So second run, some more stalls, and these were starting to come together a little bit better. I'm still sometimes, if my hands slip up a bit too much, I end up being in the exit window. So even without Malin telling me, I just take it. So when it's in front, I'll be releasing it and getting out of it.
You definitely got some practice with cravat clearance because, just like you said, it was very prone to cravats, your wing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And further along as well, it gets easier to deal with them, and sometimes you can even clean them as you're coming out of the stall.
Families. Good.
This was quite a nice one. Okay, maybe not that nice, but at least the tips didn't stay in.
It's amazing how quickly your limbs are reacting to stuff, like you're twitching around all the time, aren't you?
Another exit window that I was like, yep, I'll take that.
Let's go again.
Come on. Let's hope this one is a nice one. Oh, butter. That one was a nice one. And no cravats. Nice.
You really didn't mind these, did you? But watching yours, and I think they looked quite dramatic, but you seem to think that they weren't so as bad as you were expecting them to be.
I loved it.
Very nice. And clean. Boom. There we go.
Yeah, it was good. It was better than the first run. Don't know how many I managed to do, but might have managed 4 or 5.
Spiral regulation. He said that I didn't go beyond the point at which I was comfortable, but there was a lot
On the second or third you did. On the second or third you really went nose down again.
Did I?
Started to come forward as you popped it, so you were working with it directly above your head, but we still managed to choke it and find a nice tail slide.
Final run of the final day. I was a bit disappointed originally because we were told that we couldn't do a reserve throw. Unfortunately, it was just too windy this day. But I got to work on my spirals instead, my spirals with rapid exit. And that's the one thing that I'd been working on but really wanted to perfect. So I managed to get a couple of crazy nose downs again, really giving it some welly before the end. I wanted to try and make the most of my last run. More timing needed, I think, and still got some crazy legs going on, but it made me really want to do another one. I wanted more days.
Yeah, I know you were disappointed that you didn't get to stalls and you didn't get to throw your reserve, but I think you did well for your first one to spend more time perfecting these spirals with rapid exits, because they're definitely the most useful in general, because they almost practice a bit of every muscle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you can get a lot from that.
And hopefully can take it away and do some more practice on graglia.
Yeah, you can do little ones. Just not so much energy because you haven't got the height, but yeah, for sure. So right at the end, it got really interesting, connecting a few things together. So kind of entering like a cravat clearing, but keeping it onto a spin and then stalling it and then coming out straight. I really enjoy these. And on, I think it was this one, managed to actually spin it quite a bit before coming out. I didn't know how much I could let it spin until it kind of went off axis, but it didn't seem to be too bad. And then Malin convinced me to do some dynamic stall. So that's a rapid exit, as much energy as possible, and at the top go full brakes, which is what you shouldn't do, and then kind of hold it into a stall. But you need a lot more energy and a lot more force in your arms than normal. So when it's actually quite difficult to keep it stalled at the top, even with full brake range, it just wants to start reflying again, and it's hard to know where you should put your hands for tail slide. But so it was really cool, powerful maneuvers. And the night after, I was actually dreaming about acro and connecting things in my head.
Oh, really? You didn't tell me that.
I was going like rapid exit onto dynamic stall instead of coming out of the stall, just releasing one of the hands and going into heli, spin, and then stopping that and going back into stall and then coming out, and then with a pendulum of coming out doing something else. It was just really fun.
Oh, we did it, man.
We did it, Marty. No, it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is...
It comes quick, the end.
So quick, I wish we were doing more.
But we're happy that we survived.
Oh, look at this funny cow gate. We're just heading back now, and then we'll do a proper debrief.
Your entry now to this spiral with the rapid exit, within like a 360, you're right down. Bang! So next time you fly, do a spiral, because you are the complete boss of how deep you go. Yeah. So you might be like, I'm going on my own, like, okay, I'm going to try a spiral. It could just be a little one and come out. And then it's funny, yeah. And you're timid in the spiral, but rapid exit spiral. I only know one speed for these.
It's because I can get out of it, or I feel like I can whip out of it.
And then you compensate here, but it still rolls. You see your head is trying to stay upright.
Yeah.
And then your legs are trying to get in on some of the action. And then your lower arm.
Oh, what's that doing?
Comes out. The pressure drop and all that entry sort of stuff is nice. There you go. That one's technique.
It does seem to like bigger ears rather than smaller ones. Because from my perspective, it still looks like really trashy, like thrashy. I like to open up the span more by lifting my hands up a little bit more, but if I do that, then it starts to really want to go. That happened a few times where he didn't say exit, but because he was quite in front, we got a bit of energy. I thought, alright, get out.
So this entry was really nice. There's not any drop back really. You just go from popping it, and then like you're doing a couple of like choking dabs, and then straight into tail slide. So nice. If you just watch the trailing edge, the ears tuck in, but the trailing edge never folds under, which is why it's so nice. And then just on this exit here, while it's pulling you and grabbing forward, if you see this tip here, you see this brake here, if you had just done that, on that little bit, that would have come out. Do you feel like you know them enough that if you were to do it in the wild, you'd know what was going right and wrong, or?
I'd like to do a lot more, yeah. Now that especially after the first run, it felt a lot better. I think the two big things that come across is if it's a bit shitty, more brake is better than less. And if it bites enough to go forward, kind of take that as your window and go for it, and then you can go again if you want.
Done it. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, that was surprising, these ones.
How did you feel in this like heli movement?
It was quite nice. Yeah.
Good.
It wasn't, I mean, it's not sluggish, but it's not super fast either.
Price dynamic stall.
This was really hard to punch through.
Yeah.
You know, physically.
Yeah. That's why. So guys, you know the pretty picture I drew on day one of where are you most likely to stall your glider?
Yeah.
It's only until you try and do a dynamic stall that you realise how hard it is to stall it behind you. So yeah, you can see here your hands are like all the way down past your ass, and it still just wants to come forwards. So because you're like reloading with a bit more energy, you've just got to brace a little deeper in tail slide until you feel like you slot it in, and then you can come straight up.
It was interesting to go into rapid exit and do completely the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good fun though, isn't it?
Yeah.